Hi, my friends. Today we're going to be reading Honey, Honey, Lion again. But before we read, I want to talk about our vocabulary words. I'm going to read you all of the vocabulary words and their definitions. This means what the word means. Okay, so when you're listening to Honey, Honey, Lion again, this time listen for those vocabulary words and see if it helps make sense of the story. Okay? Okay, our first vocabulary word is the word burrow. Burrow means a hole or tunnel dug by a small animal. A hole or tunnel dug by a small animal. This picture shows a badger, just like in the story, and that's where a badger lives, in a burrow. This word is hollow. Hollow. Do you notice it has the same OW ending that says O, burrow, and hollow, both end with OW and the O sound. So this word is hollow. And hollow means having a hole or empty space inside. So in the story, this picture shows a log that's hollow. In the story, they talk about going over a log that is hollow. The next word is waddle. Waddle. Walking in short steps with a swaying motion means to waddle. They describe the honey badger as waddling after he eats so much honey and his tummy is so full. He waddles back to his burrow. And the next word is scold. Scold. You can tell by this picture maybe what scold means. It says to speak or yell in an angry way at someone. Scold. So it looks like this adult in the picture is scolding this kid or this child in the picture, right? In the book, the honey badger is scolded by Honey Guide, right? The bird scolds the honey badger because he does not share his honey. So she scolds him. She's angry with him, right? The next one is glide. Glide means to move smoothly, to glide. And that is our last vocabulary word. So what I want you to do now when you listen to your story, listen for those vocabulary words.
Honey, Honey, Lion. In Africa, the honey guide and the honey badger are partners when it comes to honey. The little bird follows a bee to its hive, and then she leads the honey badger there to break it open with its big, strong claws. Together they share the sweetness, and that is the way it has always been. Maybe this day, Badger was hungrier than usual. Maybe he forgot about Honey Guide, who showed him the way, or could he have been thinking, my strong claws do all the hard work. Whatever the reason that day, Badger would not share. Honey Guide scolded Badger as he waddled back to the jackalberry tree, his tummy almost touching the ground. She fussed and fumed, and he tried to fit into his burrow. Finally, she cried out for all the animals to hear, "No fair, no fair." Soon, all the guinea hens were broadcasting the news. Honey Guide is in a major rage. But Badger didn't hear. He was sound asleep, smiling, snoring, and hiccuping from his big meal. Grumph! Badger roared out the loudest hiccup of all, and its deep, low rumble gave Honey Guide an idea. The next morning, Badger woke up hungry, his tummy flat as a pancake. That's when Honey Guide flew by, heading for the great gray baobab. "Honey, honey, honey," she cried, grinning. The little bird zigzagged over its large roots, pitter-patter. Badger ran after her, pitter-patter. Honey Guide flew low across the water, splish-splash. Badger paddled after her, splish-splash. Honey Guide glided to the top of a termite mound and bounced on one foot, sprong. Badger scrambled to the top and bounced off, sprong. Honey Guide landed on a hollow log. It echoes as she stomped along. Boom, boom. Badger hurried to catch up. Boom, boom. Next, Honey Guide flitted through the stand of papyrus. Tall, dry reeds waved back and forth. Clickety-click. Badger traipsed along, muttering, "Where is that honey?" The papyrus rattled as he went by. Clickety-click. Honey Guide led him through a field of golden bristlegrass. Swish, swish. Badger huffed and puffed, but thought of the delicious meal waiting for him kept him going. Swish, swish. By now, Badger was tired and wet, itchy and sore, but he didn't slow down because Honey Guide was just ahead of him. She flashed her wings, fanned her tail, and dove under an acacia tree. Badger charged in after her, singing triumphantly, "Honey, honey." Lion! Lion, lion, lion! Badger turned on his tail and ran. Swish, swish through the grass, clickety-click into the papyrus, boom, boom over the hollow log, sprong over the termite mound, splish, splash across the waterhole, pitter-patter over the baobab roots. Badger dashed into his burrow. Honey Guide cheered. In a flash, Badger was as far from the entrance as he could be. Right behind him was Lion's huge paw, batting the air. But he could not reach him, and that's the closest any animal could be to an angry lion and live to tell the tale. That evening, Mongoose squeaked to Elephant, who trumpeted to Hippo, who bellowed to Warthog, who squealed to Bishop Bird, who piped to Hyena, who whooped to Zebra, who snorted to Giraffe, who was overheard by Guinea Hen, who bugled it far and wide. It was the Bush Telegraph, and it said, "If Honey Guide leads you to a beehive, be sure and reward her, or the next time she will lead you to a lion."
Okay, now that we've read the story, sorry, I'm moving all over the place. Now that we've read the story, I would like for you to find these 2 pages in your binder. Well, it's 1 page, but a front and a back, a front and a back. And you need to go through and match, on this side, you need to match the picture with the correct vocabulary word. If you need to hear the vocabulary words again, go back to the beginning of this video and listen to the definitions to help you find out what picture might go with what vocabulary word. On the back, we have some sentences. I'm going to read the sentences and I'm going to say blank where there's a blank. Where I say blank, you need to put a word, okay? So if you're on this page right now, this is the first page, then you should listen and put a blank where you need a word. Oops, you put a word where I say blank. Get ready. Number 1, the tree trunk was blank inside. That's from the story. The tree trunk was blank inside. Which vocabulary word goes in that blank? Write it down. If you need more time, pause the video. Number 2 says, in the evenings, the ducks blank to the pond. In the evenings, the ducks blank to the pond. What goes where Miss Barnes said blank? What word goes there? Write it down. Number 3, mother turtles lay their eggs in a blank to keep them safe. Mother turtles lay their eggs in a blank to keep them safe. Write it in. Write what word you think goes where Miss Barnes said blank. That means you need to put a vocab word, okay? Number 4, we watched the dolphins blank through the water. We watched the dolphins blank through the water. Write in the answer. And the last one, remember, if Miss Barnes is going too fast, please pause your video and you can always rewind and listen again, okay? Number 5, Troy's mom blank him for breaking her vase. Troy's mom blank him for breaking her vase. Which vocabulary word goes in that blank, okay? Alrighty, remember, if you missed one or you're not sure about one, go back and listen to me read them again and then try to figure out the answer, okay? Alrighty, see ya.